Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Eric Bird, here at StopStrugglingNow.com. And today, we're going to talk about 8 streams of income. You don't think we're talking about creating wealth without having streams of income, do you? Come on now. And welcome. And please, like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. Now, let's get to it. All right, welcome back. And how can I forget? Stop struggling now gear. Check. And before we get to the stream, what I'm going to show you is normally I talk about 7 streams of income, but now I'm going to be talking about 8 streams of income because not everybody can do 7, so there's one more. We'll go 8. So let's get to the stream, and I'm going to show you right now. This is what you're going to need to do if you want to create wealth, especially when the economy's going down. You keep hearing me say it. It's going to go down sooner or later, so you have to be prepared. Even though we've been talking about stocks, now you have to prepare for those stocks to buy when the stock market goes down. Just keep your eyes out. It's going to fluctuate, so you have opportunities whether the stock market goes up or down. Now, without further ado, let's get to those streams of income. All right, as you can see here, we're on the Stop Struggling Now YouTube channel. And thank you, everybody, once again for all your support. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for members who have joined over here on the right-hand side, who have joined the membership for the channel as well. I appreciate your support. And let's get on with the 8 streams of income because a lot of people have heard me talk about it. And as you can see here, 1, earned income. 2, profit income. 3, interest. 4, residual. 5, dividends. 6, rental income. 7, capital gains. 8, royalty income. We're going to talk about all of this because you cannot create wealth without having some sort of income. So here's what you got to do, right? First up, number 1, you can see the earned income, income from working a job. That's straightforward. Anybody who works at a job, in fact, even if you work for yourself, that is earned income. But what's even better, how about you have earned income working from a job and you work for yourself as what they call side hustles? Nothing wrong with that, is there? This is how you create wealth. This is where you have extra income that you can put toward investment type vehicles. All right, let's talk about profit income. This is income from buying and selling. A lot of people may be confused what we're talking about buying and selling. Do not be confused. Buying and selling can consist of a picture on the wall, shoes in the closet, clothes in the closet, furniture, or you can go to Alibaba, AliExpress, and buy products there and sell online. And some of you may not understand what we're talking about when we're talking about profit income. When we sell Stop Struggling Now t-shirts, that is buying and selling. We buy at a wholesale price, we resell. Simple. Where can you do all of this? I'm going to get into a few of those right now. Amazon, of course. You can actually post your items on Amazon, just like you can do eBay. Same type of thing, just like you can use Etsy. See here? All kind of places you can put your products and services, just like you can do Shopify. Shopify is one of those things that you see online where people are always trying to promote Amazon FBA, Shopify courses. Shopify has a 14-day free trial where you can actually set up a store for 13 days for free, and you can cancel before the 14th day. But you can try it out, see if you can get some sales. And how are you going to get sales? You're probably going to have to send people to there, whether you're using ads on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. You might have to do ads if you want something to sell quickly. There's nothing wrong with that. And don't be confused. The ads do not have to cost 200, 300, 500 bucks. You can spend 50 bucks. You can spend 20 bucks if you want. It's all up to you what you want to spend. You don't have to be like these gurus out here saying spend thousands of dollars and then you'll earn thousands of dollars, when in fact that may or may not be true. That's a whole nother story. All right. But I will say this, as many of you know, we always try to get money in your hands at the cheapest way possible. And we have an Amazon FBA course. It's courtesy of Dave Quintinieri. I can never pronounce his last name. But there's a link down below for a free Amazon FBA course. So you don't have to pay none of these gurus for a damn thing. This is the no guru zone. All right? Now, what else can we talk about here? Some of the streams. Interest income. On this, they have income from lending money. Okay, if you're a bank, if you have a way to use your money to loan it out to other people, such as somebody needs a property and you say, and they don't have the down payment, and you say, okay, I'll give you the 20,000, and then you say, well, you're gonna, for me loaning you this money, I want back 23,000. 10% or 12% or 15% on your money just for loaning it for 30, 60, 90 days agreement. That's fine. Or you can turn it into, hey, I want to rehab this house. All kind of ways interest income can be done. But interest income most often is a result of when you put money in a CD at a bank. When you put money at a bank and you used to earn interest. Things like that. Mutual funds, things of this nature where you get interest back on your money. That's interest income. That's a third stream of income. Residual income. This is very interesting because when you continue to get paid after the work is done, this is what you want to actually start being invested in. Whatever you put in the work today. So when you work number one at an earned income job, you put in your work today, you're still showing back up tomorrow to work again for the same paycheck. So if you get paid $100 a day, if you don't show up tomorrow, you're not going to get paid $100. So you cannot count that as residual income. So you call that earned income. So most people get caught up. Your job is because you are set for a certain amount of dollars. I always say it's bribe money to give up your dreams. Because who wants to go work for somebody else and only be paid at whatever they tell you? So I get paid $100 a day. I get paid $100 tomorrow. 5 days a week I work, I get paid $500. Okay? You have no upside. You have no downside either, which may be good, and this is why a lot of people feel safe. Like my parents. They grew up in an environment where you work somewhere for 20 years, retire, get a paycheck, get your retirement money or pension money, and move on. And in fact, get another 20-year job and get your retirement money. That works out great when companies are around for 20 years. In our day and age, since 2000, companies may or may not be around from 2000 to 2020. There's all kind of companies that went bye-bye. So therefore, when you're talking about residual income, you're talking about you did some work today and now you're getting paid tomorrow without having to do the work again. Similar to this is why people that do YouTube, who does Facebook marketing and ads, and who does the Shopify, and who does Amazon and eBay, once you list the item for sale, and if you have many of the items, then you can reap the rewards and income coming in just by posting the item one time. And then you can get a sale today, you can get a sale tomorrow, you can get a sale next week, next month, for the one-time posting and the one-time object that you posted up for sale. So the residual income part works the same way. Most people associate residual income with network marketing companies or MLM companies, which I hate to say this, we tried a few of them when I came on YouTube originally, but every one of them have flamed out, and the majority of the time, 90% of the time, they flame out when they're new, and 90% of the time, the top people who get in early are the ones that make the money. So the question is, have you really checked that income statement disclosure that all legitimate network marketing or multi-level marketing companies are supposed to show, whenever they show potential income, there's supposed to be an asterisk down at the bottom, and it's supposed to take you to a page that shows you how many people fall into a category. And what you're going to find is you're going to find 1% fall into the top tier, and then you're going to find more like 90% of the people fall into this lower tier. And most people in the lower tier are believing that they can become in the higher tier. But it doesn't actually work out mathematically, because the longer you spread out, the more people you need. That's a whole nother video. But let's move on to number 5, dividend income. Income from owning stocks. Ladies and gentlemen, like I've been telling you before, I always mention AT&T because they give 50 cents, well this year 52 cents every 3 months per share that you own comes. Recently though, I'll give you something new. The new part. Not really new, but what I'm trying to say is I gotta, because you always get these messages sent from you from Webull and Robinhood. And by the way, if you still have not signed up with Webull and Robinhood, please do. Robinhood, you get a free share of stock just by signing up, just by verifying your email address, just by hooking up your bank account information with them. 7 days later, they'll issue you a free share of stock. Then, if you share, you'll have a link in the app where you can share with other people residual income, ladies and gentlemen. If somebody else simply signs up and does exactly what I just mentioned, then you would get a free share of stock. So it's almost like referral marketing without having to do anything. And everybody can get a free share of stock. Now, I say invest in other shares of stock yourself with that extra income that you have, because this is how you create wealth over time. Now, I got a message from Good, which is Gladstone Commercial Corporation, that I have here on the screen from Seeking Alpha. Their symbol is G as in George, OOD as in David. They're sending roughly 12.5 cents every month. Gladstone Commercial Corporation, they give out dividends every month. Sure, it's not that high, but as you can see at the present price of $19.09, you get 6.41% on your money. Now, some of you who's been long-time subscribers, some of you who've been listening just in the last 3 months, you have heard me tell you that I have bought Good. I always tell you when I buy stock, so it's no surprise that you know I'm talking about I receive dividends, like I've been telling you this month. And I received dividends last month. And I'm going to receive dividends from them next month and the following month. 6.41% on my money at 1909. But a lot of you know that I didn't buy at 1909. A lot of you probably know I bought like at $10 when this thing was like 10% on your money or 11% on your money. So there you have it. But anybody who invests now, 6.41% as of the prices today. Let's go who else I received. The Gold, G-O-L-D, Barrick Gold Corporation. Their yield is only 0.95%. It's not even 1%. So it's 7 cents per share that I'm going to be receiving. I got notification. Payout is the 15th, it looks like. So I actually already got it. And I do reinvestments. So in other words, I don't take the cash. I just told Robinhood, Webull, well, Robinhood, I don't know about my Webull account, but I know in Robinhood, I always do reinvestment, because that just came up, because before you couldn't do it. They just started that in my account. They might have started in other people's account, but in my account, just this past like 3 weeks, that I could click the reinvest instead of just putting the cash, so it just reinvests into it. And reinvestment basically means they'll put in however many, how much I receive in dividends, they buy back in the share. So if it's $5, then I get $5, buys $5 worth of the stock at $24. So you're going to have partial shares, or fractional shares as they call it. So these come out, as you can see here, quarterly. Every 3 months I receive something from them. And like I said, the 615, so that means 915 I'll get a payout. But this is part of the streams of income. This is your number 5, dividend income, income from owning stocks. It's number 6, rental income. Rental income is when you own property. Now, this has income from renting a house. But think of it this way. There's more than one way to skin a cat. Like I've always said, and you've probably heard your parents, your brother, your sister, more than one way skins a cat. Um, what if you own land and you let somebody grow some vegetables or grow food on your property and you rent that out to them and say, hey, I want X amount of dollars? That's rental income, right? You think about that. When you rent anything, you can have rental income. Hell, there's websites now, Toro, that rents cars. There's Airbnb that rents people's condos and homes. There's all kind of things in this day and age that you can use to rent out. You can rent boats, right? You can rent almost anything when you put your mind to it. People are in need of something and don't want to spend the full amount of money. If somebody can come and say, hey, I'll give you $50, and they didn't have to spend $3,000 to own it, they will give you $50 or $100, whatever you want to rent it for. You could have rental income coming in. You have to start thinking in different millionaire mindset ways where you start going, wait a minute, I can make money by just telling people I have it available and they're calling me. I don't have to look out and do any advertising to get it. So just think of rental income as meaning different things. Number 7, capital gains. This is assets increasing in value. Now, here's what happens. When you buy a house, the way everything's been going over the last 40, 50 years, home values increase rapidly because you can get loans now for more than you used to be able to get. There's a reason home prices go up. There's inflation as well. But when a home price goes up, you have capital gains, and you do pay taxes on capital gains. So I'll give you an example. You own a $200,000 house. The house, when you sell it, goes up to $300,000. That difference, $100,000, is what you're going to pay capital gains tax on. So whether it's going to be 15%, 20%, whatever the case may be, it depends on your income tax bracket level. All right? And a previous video, I showed people long-term capital gains versus short-term. Long-term is over a year. Short-term is under a year. There's different qualifications and different taxes that you're going to pay, because when it comes to stocks, that's short-term is anything under a year, and over a year is considered long-term, and you pay less in taxes. Royalty income. This is number 8. This is very, very important. Income from others using your idea. Now, royalty income most often used to be associated with music, okay, which I call residual income, but they call it your royalty income when it comes to music, because when you're a producer, when you're a writer, when you're a singer of a song, there's royalties coming from every time it's played, every time somebody performs it. There's all these different places that tries to collect your royalty so they can pay you out for use of something that you created, your idea. That's the situation at hand. But royalty income can actually go to other vehicles. When you start opening up your mind, you're sitting there going, how come all these guys in Hollywood who you've never heard of can own $10 million houses? Because you never heard of them. They might have written a song. They might even be, this gets me right here, they might even be an agent of a singer, athlete, superstar, where they get 5 to 10% of all their endorsements, all of their deals that are coming in, and you never even heard of this person. The superstar makes $100 million. These guys are collecting $10 million or more because they're getting fees and things like that, and you're sitting there going, I never heard of them, and yet they don't only have one athlete or superstar, they have 2 or 3. And now they have checks rolling in where they're 1 million here, 5 million here, 10 million here, and you've never seen or heard of these people. This is royalty income, part of it. Royalty income covers several things. And I'm going to go to one other thing. And a lot of people, licensing. This is where there is a lot of money to be made, but people don't take advantage of licensing deals. I'm going to have a link down below with this licensing, Up Council licensing page, so you can understand what I'm talking about. You should watch the Shark Tank, and you'll see a lot of times they start going, well, that's a great project or great business idea that you have you ever thought about licensing? The reason why you license it is because you're going to get paid on the sale, but from other people's sales, which now means you have residual income, royalty income coming in. And most of you who are into sports, you see a baseball cap or Nike and somebody has a deal together and you see their logo and then it says licensed by the Major League Baseball, licensed by NBA, licensed by. That is a licensing deal where every time a hat sells or a shoe sells or whatever, shirt, jersey, whatever sells, they could be getting money off their licensing deal. It could be $2, it could be $5, it could be $3, it could be 50 cents. They are getting paid for each and every one of them that sells. And a person has a store, a franchise, they could have an outlet on TV where they can sell thousands or millions of these units. So this is why at Shark Tanks, they mention licensing deals on quite a few of these things, because that way they do not actually have to sell the product. Somebody else is selling the product for them. So that's a major stream of service. And that means you can go on about your business and you're making money while you sleep. So that is the way that you get your 8 streams of income. And we don't need all 8. All you need is 2 or 3. But ideally, if you want to be a millionaire, you need 7. If you want to be a 1%er, you need at least 4. 3 or 4 if you want to be a 1%er. Just keep that in your mind. You want 7 for long-term stability, because you never know what's going to happen. If anything has shown anyone during this pandemic, when things have shut down and you don't have a job, you don't have any way of making money, you did not have extra streams of income, what did you do? You're hurting. You're sitting there looking for that stimulus money that's not coming. You're sitting there looking for that unemployment insurance check that's not coming. You're sitting there going, oh my God, my rent's due, my mortgage is due, my car notes are due, everything is due, credit card payments are, all that is due, and they're not sitting there helping you out other than, yeah, we'll give you couple months, but ultimately you got to start paying them back. So you're behind the 8 ball. And if you would have had an extra $500, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 coming in, you're not sweating. You're sitting here saying, wow, I'm off from my earned income, number 1 stream of income, but I'm still sitting here making money and I don't have to sweat. And I'm not going to lose anything. So that's the position that you want to be in. And this is why millionaires and billionaires can withstand 90% of the population. They're the top 10%ers. The 90% of the population is sweating. The guys who are making the rules on what you got to do in your life, they are not sweating, and you're willing to listen to this. You're saying, give me my $1,200. Give me my $1,500, whatever. Give me my $600 on unemployment every week. I make more money. Meanwhile, these guys are taking 10 million, 50 million, 100 million dollars from the treasury that you're paying taxes for. When are you going to wake up? You want to be a 1%er. Come on now. Let's get real. Quit playing with yourself and get real. And that's it. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. And I know it's hard out here. This is why I'm going over the 8 streams. So hopefully you get yourself 2, 3, 4 streams and start putting action into place today. Don't wait any longer. Everything that I've been talking about for the last 2 years has happened. And it's going to continue to happen. So put yourself in position where you don't have to worry about, number 1, that earned income from a job. Make sure that you have other income coming in, because when your boss says, hey, we got to lay you off or we got to fire you, you want to say, okay, no sweat, I understand. Now you can go handle some more business on your own that creates more money for you and can create much more money than your earned income. Let's get to it. And with all that said, keep your head up, keep moving, and I'm out.